Ugly.
Five.
Who are the best and who are the worst NFL teams? It's Mike Gill's Fine Five and Ugly Five, brought to you by Dr. Lyle M. Beck on 97.3 ESPN FM, South Jersey's football station.
All right, Pete, let's look at the Fine Five and the Ugly Five. Last week, I'm telling you, it's very hard to find these teams because there's not definitively worst and there's not definitively like five best. So that's where this gets a little tricky. Which side should I start with, the fines or the uglies? Which ones are more enticing to you?
Let's go with the bad news first here. Let's go with the uglies.
Yeah, typically I go the other way around.
Right.
I'll give you the best news first. You want me to go with the worst teams first, huh?
Yes. Philadelphia sports, a lot of negativity going around here.
Hey, the Philadelphia teams are unbeaten in December.
That's true.
It was rocking and rolling last night at the Wells Fargo Center.
Flyers won in Ottawa. Was watching that game
on the
a little
same
bit.
day. You know, the last time the two teams won on the same day, March 25th. You know what March 25th, 2015 was?
Clearwater spring training, something like that. I'm
The
sure
day-
Chip Kelly was in the middle of training
the
LaShawn
day,
McCoy.
the day
Okay.
that Marty McFly flew into the future.
Okay, that date. Okay.
You remember?
Yes.
Was that what you were thinking?
No.
Was that where you were going with that?
Nope.
All right, who's the fifth worst team in the NFL? There's so many to pick from. There's so many disasters in this league. But right now, the fifth worst team in the NFL. And this, like, you know, it is so hard from week in and week out to figure out who's the actual, like, worst five teams in the league because they don't really exist. But I'm going right now, San Francisco 49ers is the fifth worst team in the league. They've lost 2 in a row. They're a minus 119 beat. They're 0-5 on the road. They're actually respectable 3-3 at home. But, you know, that's a team that had a lot of success over the last couple of years. It shows you how much the stability at the top and having a good head coach means to your organization.
Yeah, and the Kaepernick, I mean, now he's on IR. Now they got to go with Blaine Gabbert for the rest of the way. So, yeah, they're in a tough spot.
Number 4 on the list, the fourth worst team in the league, Dallas. Dallas. My bad. Dallas. I can't read my own handwriting. Dallas is the fourth worst team. You know, they lose Romo. They're back to being one of the worst teams in football. They won one game. Look, they were 3-0 with Romo this year. They won all 3 games Romo played.
When you put it like that, it's funny to think about it like that.
But they're 0-8 otherwise,
Yeah.
and without Romo, they're one of the worst teams in football. I'm cutting them a break this week as the fourth worst team in the league. I should put them a little higher because Jerry Jones reaps what he sows. But right now, I'm cutting you a break. You're only the fourth worst team in the league, only because you've only played without Romo for 1 week. Although, I think Dallas beats Washington once this year. I don't know if it's this week, but
Monday
they played
night.
2 times. They played 2 more times. I think Dallas beats Washington once and really plays a factor down the stretch here.
All
right, number 3, Philadelphia. I mean, they're awful.
Yeah.
Right now, you know what's funny? There was a stretch where they had the best defense in the East, Pete. In 2 weeks, they've had the best points against. They're now the worst. They've given up 274 points. For everybody who thinks how bad the Giants' defense is, New York's only given up 273.
Yeah, and Chip Kelly talked about today and yesterday too, or Monday, our defense was playing well. And then the last 2 games, something went wrong, and now they're one of the worst defenses in the league.
Can explain.
90 points will do that to you.
Number 2, Tennessee Titans. That team invents ways to be awful. They have a bright future, though, with Mariota. I mean, I think things are going in the right direction for them, but that's just not very nondescript. I can't really say anything negative about them. They did fire their coach. They haven't won since. They're 0-6 at home. That's pretty bad. That's something bad I can say about you. You're 2-9. You're 0-6 at home.
Yeah, they won 2 games last year. You can bring that back up. Sure.
And number 1 is Cleveland. They've lost 6 in a row. This joke that they got going on at quarterback here where McCown gets hurt, you knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the way Manziel was kind of, you knew something was going to happen. It's just funny how that works out.
Yep. And Austin Davis has been announced the starter there. Just the way things go for them.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about Cleveland anymore. They had the chance to go back to Manziel. He double-crossed Mike Pettin, so Pettin goes with Austin Davis.
All right, they're the ugly 5. They are the 5 worst teams in the NFL. The 5 worst teams in the NFL. These are the 5 best teams We call them the Fine Five. These are the 5 best teams in the league right now. All right, I'm going number 5 is New England. New England's the 5th best team in the league right now, and that's just injury situations. Even as bad as the injury situation's been for them, they're still better than the other, bottom 25 teams in the league. It's not a knock on them. But right now with the injuries, I think if you match them up with the 4 teams in front of them, they would struggle. They lost. They lost to Denver.
Yeah.
Because of the injury. They beat Denver without those injury problems.
And you know what? They are lucky that Rob Gronkowski did not get hurt for the rest of the season. He's only going to miss a couple of games, but that's the type of player where you can't just plug and play. Gronkowski is so special to that team. So
I don't know. That Chandler's pretty darn good without. I mean, it doesn't. He's not Gronkowski.
No,
but he had 11 targets once Gronkowski was out. He became the guy, and I mean, I bet you, he's a guy that's going to probably be prevalent in the Eagles game. I got New England number 5. I got Denver number 4. I mean, Denver beat you head to head. Even though I kind of think if they played again and New England's healthy, I think New England's better than Denver when healthy.
Yeah,
and Brock Osweiler.
It was on the road. It was snowing. Denver fans. If they play on a neutral field or in Foxborough, you're probably right.
But I'm going to go Denver for now. I'm going to give them credit for winning with the backup quarterback. And Osweiler's been named the starter for the rest of the year, according to Jason Cole at Yahoo, I believe. Said that they have announced, or there is some strong feeling that he will be the guy. All right, number 3, Arizona. I'm going Arizona at number 3. I think with Arizona and the Cincinnati Bengals played, and I think they did just a couple of weeks ago, right? Those 2 teams played against each other.
Yeah, the Carson Palmer game, yeah.
Right. Arizona won that game. And the only thing is, the reason I go the other way this week is Chris Johnson getting hurt. They're going to have to go with a rookie running back, Arizona, the rest of the way here. So
David Johnson.
Yeah,
right?
Dave Johnson. Chris Johnson got hurt. I think that could be a little, because one of the things Arizona did really well, they had a lot of versatility in the backfield, and that versatility in the backfield helped out the rest of their offense. I wonder if just having a one-dimensional running attack now, or one guy as their running attack right now, changes some things in their offense. So for this week, I'll go 3 Arizona, 2 Cincinnati. The Bengals, I'm not sure if the Bengals, though, are even though right now I have them at number 2, the lucky thing for them is I think they're going to get home games unless they play New England, and I don't think Cincinnati beats New England in New England.
I agree with you. Are we talking playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen in the Cincinnati in the playoffs, no, there's no way I can pick them over Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Yeah, right now I'll go Cincinnati. If they're playing at home, they're 9-2. They would have a home game against Denver, I think. Yeah, because they're 7-1 in the conference, and Denver's 5-2. So I think Cincinnati would beat out Denver there. But if they played in Foxborough, I still have questions about that, which really means I should put New England higher. But New England will be healthy then. They're not healthy now. Yeah, this is the Fine Five for Week 13.
This is going to be the year for Andy Dalton. You can go 12-4, 13-3. How about 0-4 in the playoffs? You got to do something better than that, buddy.
And number 1 is Carolina. The Panthers right now, I mean, they're the most dominant team in football. They haven't lost a regular season game in a calendar year. They are a plus 127. They've only given up 205 points. Everybody talks about Arizona and their offense. Arizona scored 355. Carolina scored 332. I mean, they're putting points on the board. In fact, their 332 points is 3rd best in the league. The only 2 teams that scored more are Arizona and New England.
Yeah, I think the NFC obviously is probably going to run through Charlotte this year. We're used to it running through Lambeau or Seattle. Guess what? It's going to run through Charlotte next month, and it's going to make a difference.
They are the Fine Five and the Ugly Five. Your thoughts, text ESPN in your message to 89,000. Did I leave anybody out? I mean, this Minnesota. Should I put Minnesota over somebody? I'm not ready to go there. The Ugly Five, I mean, is there a team that was bad that I left out?
I mean, maybe. Atlanta, you hate Atlanta. They lost 4 in a row. I don't know what happened to that team. They were 6-1 at one point.
I'll tell you what happened to that team. They never were good. That's what happened to them. They were never good. I don't know what happened. I don't know how they won 5 games in a row. I really don't. They played the Eagles on opening night, and I thought they looked pretty good. I mean, their defense, I thought, was different. Their defense had some energy. Their defense came to play in that Monday nighter. But now we're realizing that Philadelphia is not all that good. But things are different throughout the course of a year. I think Atlanta. You know what's amazing about Atlanta? They have talent on offense. The kid Freeman, although he's been hurt the last couple of weeks.
Concussion,
they
right?
got Julio Jones. I mean, Matt Ryan. I think the biggest problem has been Matt Ryan has taken a step back. That's the problem.
Julio Jones is still giving you 10 catches for 150 yards virtually every game, but Matt Ryan throwing pick sixes at his own 10-yard line. That's not helping matters.
All right, when we come back, we'll do a little buy or sell. By the way, the Eagles, this is funny. I got a email from the Eagles here. They sent out the transcript.
And you should mention the Chiefs, by the way. They're a hot team right now.
Hey, I had the Chiefs winning the division early in the year. I even had them, I think, in the early versions of the Fine Five, maybe to start the year off. I could be wrong about that, but I like that Chiefs team. My question about them is they've won 5 in a row. Can they continue to keep winning?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's one thing I got to start questioning. The Eagles send out the transcript of Chip Kelly's press conference. As they type it all out for you, they send it to you. They sent the whole thing to me. I just got another one. I'm thinking, did something happen? Did he speak specially? They updated that the girl who types this out missed one word in one of his answers, and she had to retype the whole thing and highlight that she missed the one word that he said.
Was the one word so?
It was past.
Oh.
It was, I think when we meet individually in position meetings, our coaches will go over every single play that was run against us and she did not write past, and she just wrote in the game. And they highlighted that she omitted the word past. So Chip did not want to be misquoted on that.
Very important to get that right.
All right, buy or sell is coming up on the way. Don't go away.